Thanks for joining me today. I apologize for being out for the past couple of weeks, but there were a few personal issues that I had to attend to. But I'm glad that people have been looking for these videos. It shows me that I'm giving and providing solid content that's helping you become the leader that you want to be and able to take your leadership skills to the next level. So thank you. I'm glad to be back, and we'll go ahead and get the ball rolling. So I want to take some time out to give a special shout out to Lenore Ryan University up in Hickory, North Carolina. Thank you so much for allowing me to come up and be a part of your leadership lecture series that you have every year. I got a chance to speak to some grad students and to the public at large for about 45 minutes to an hour. And my presentation was about the makings of the 21st century leader. What tools they would need in order to face the daunting and challenging issues coming up in the next several years. And so, even though there are a lot of tools in a leader's toolbox that he or she will need in order to be effective and to be great, one of the main tools I focused on in my lecture was about understanding paradigms and paradigm shifts. Now, this is a big issue because a lot of leaders have this issue with ego. Like they're just too proud to go back and modify their mission or their goal or their plan. Because the thing is, leaders need to be able to look up and look down the road and see 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now, what's coming about? What do we need to look at? What's trending? Do we need to change our mission? Do we need to change our plans? Because the world is ever changing now with the age of technology and things of that matter. We have to stay on our toes so we can have a competitive edge. So leaders have to be able to see far down the road and say, okay, are we good? Or do we need to modify some things? Do we need to tweak some things in our mission statement or in our vision or in our plans that we've already mocked up? See, some leaders don't want to do that. They have this issue with, well, it worked for us for the past 20 years and it'll work the next 20. And that's not always the case. We're about to go into another era of evolving. And we need leaders that have open minds and know when to say when, pretty much. Know when to look down the road and say, okay, you know what? We need to make some changes if we're going to continue to be competitive. Because I tell you what, the worst thing that a leader can do is be stagnant. That's the worst thing a leader can do. So I didn't get a chance to go too much into depth on understanding paradigms and paradigm shifts in that period. But I wanted to talk to you guys today to give you that understanding and just to touch a little bit deeper because I talked about the bottom line being plural. Yeah. See, your bottom line needs to be more about just dotting the I's and crossing the T's. Did I accomplish the goal? When I talk about your bottom line being plural, I'm talking about your bottom line consisting of a mega, a macro, and a micro. See, there's a difference. The mega is the results that are tied to society. How is your changing due to the paradigm shifts affecting your society as a whole? The changes that you make or don't make, how do they affect the mega or the society in which you live in? And the other part of your bottom line is the macro. The results are tied to the organization. This is where your concern for meeting objectives comes in. This is, I guess, where you want to dot your I's and cross your T's. Did you meet your goals, your objectives, and all that good stuff for the quarter, for the year, what have you? So that's the macro side. And then the micro side is with understanding paradigms and paradigm shifts. Whether you change or not, how does that affect the individuals or the team that you're working on or that you're leading? How does modifying your plans based on the paradigm shifts affecting the individuals at your company or the team that you're leading? So see, these are the three main things you have to look at when you're talking about a bottom line here as a leader. You have to look at the mega, the macro, and the micro. How is it affecting how is it affecting society? How is it affecting the company at large? And then how is it affecting the individuals and the teams that you lead? See, these are the things that we as leaders have to pay attention to and that we have to look at if we truly want to make a difference and an impact, Not necessarily in the immediate area, but at large and down the road. Understand as a leader that it's okay to modify the plan. That's part of leadership. Understanding what's working and what's not. And then putting the team in place to make sure you have the necessary resources and tools and information that you need so that you can change when the time comes, so that you can remain on that competitive edge. Because being stagnant in today's world, especially in business, is pretty much like being dead or being a dinosaur. You'll dry up and you'll become extinct real quick. So those are just a few things that I wanted to mention today about us as leaders and looking at our bottom line. Our bottom line is a lot broader than what we've been shown or what we've been taught. We can't only look at achieving our objectives. We have to also look at how is what we're doing impacting and affecting our society and our individuals or teams. Okay? So, the mega, the macro, the micro. Okay? Your bottom line should be plural. Okay? Should not be singular. All right? And before I go, I also want to give a shout out to, I think it's St. Stephen's Elementary School. They gave me the opportunity to come and speak to some of the kids there. They're involved in a leadership type program, and they asked me to come and speak to them. And I had such a great time with those guys, and I'm really hoping that they got something out of that little lecture that I gave them. We got a chance to engage and take pictures and sign autographs and all that good stuff. So I had a really good time with those kids, and I'm really believing that these kids are going to wind up doing something very major in the future, not only for their city but for the country as well. So thank you guys again, and as always, if you want to see other podcasts like this or read any blogs, please go to my website, www.chadbumgarner.co. You'll see it pop up on the screen there, and also on Twitter. I'd love feedback, so if you want to tweet me, my Twitter handle is @Chad_Bumgarner. All right, and there's also Periscope every Wednesday. 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll get on and we'll chat about the very thing that we talk about on my YouTube channels on a week-to-week basis, okay? So again, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I appreciate it. And remember, great leadership equals great results. How are you leading?